Zombish for Welcome to the Backstage Players production of Night of the Living Dead. In case of an actual zombie attack, please take note of the exit. We ask that you not take any pictures or use recording devices of any kind. Please silence your cell phones as it may disturb the undead. There will be a 10-minute intermission. Enjoy the show.
Probably get a lot more as soon as they find out about it. This pump out here is locked. Is there a key? Suppose you try it. Do you live here? Jesus. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get to where there's some other people. Well, we better take some food. I'll go see if I can find some.
What's happening?
I don't know.
What's happening?
They're smashing out my headlights, man. Two of them. There are two of them out there. I can handle those two. Have you seen any more around here? Look, I know you're
I don't know. What's happening?
Don't look at it. They know what we're doing. We gotta get some lights on in this house. Why don't you see if you can find some wood or some boards? Something over there by the fireplace. Something to nail this place up with. Look, goddamn! I know you're afraid, but we have to try and board this place up tight. I'm gonna board the windows and the doors. Do you understand? We'll be all right here until someone comes to rescue us. But we have to work together. You have to help me out here. And I want you to go find some wood to board this place up. You understand? Okay? Okay? I've got that room pretty secure. If we have to, run back in here and reinforce these doors. It won't be long before those things come pounding their way in here. They're afraid now. They're afraid of fire. I found that out. Here, I want you to pick out the biggest nails you can find. There's a radio on the truck. I jumped in to listen to it. But a big gasoline truck came screaming down the road. There must have been 10, 15 of those things, chasing after it, grabbing, holding on. Now, I didn't see them at first. I could just see that the truck was moving in a funny way. Those things were catching up to it. One leg across the road, I slammed on my brakes to keep from hitting it myself. Must have went through the guardrail, I guess. I guess the driver must have cut off the road. There's a big gas station down by Beacon's Diner. We went right to a billboard, ripped over a gas pump, and never stopped moving. By now, it's like a moving bonfire. Didn't know if the truck was going to explode or what. I could still hear the man screaming. These things backing away from me. I looked back at the diner to see if there was anybody that could help me. That's when I realized the entire place had been encircled. Was in sign of life left, except by now, there were no more screams. I realized I was alone. 50 or 60 of those things just standing there, staring at me. I started to drive out. I just plowed right through them. They didn't move. They didn't run. They just stood there, staring at me. I just wanted to crush them. They scattered through the air like bugs.
We were riding to the cemetery. Johnny and me. Johnny. We came to put a wreath on my father's grave. Johnny. And he said, "Can I have some candy, Barbara?" We didn't have any. And it's hot in here. It's very hot. And then Johnny said, "Oh, it's late. Why did we wake up so late?" And I said, "Johnny, if you'd gotten up earlier, we wouldn't be so late." Johnny asked me if I was afraid. And I said, "I'm not afraid, Johnny." And then this man started walking up the road. He came slowly, and Johnny kept teasing me and saying, "He's coming to get you, Barbara." And I laughed and I said, "Stop it, Johnny." And then Johnny ran away. And I went up to this man to apologize.
Why don't you just calm down?
And I looked up to say good eve. And he grabbed me. He grabbed me and he ripped at me. He held me and he ripped at my
I
clothes.
think you should just calm
And I
down.
screamed and I said, "Johnny, Johnny, help me, please help me." And he wouldn't let go. And then Johnny came and he ran and he fought this man. And I got so afraid I ran and I ran and I ran. And Johnny didn't come. We thought we have to wait for Johnny. He's out there. We have to go and get Johnny. Don't you understand? Johnny's out there alone. Please? Can you please help me find Johnny? Please!
Don't you know what's going on out there?
Johnny.
This is no Sunday school picnic.
Don't you understand? My brother's alone!
Your brother is dead.
No! My brother is not dead!
now developing, this station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency effort hookup to keep you informed of all developments. At this hour, we repeat, these are the facts as we know them. There is an epidemic of mass murder being committed by a virtual army of unidentified assassins. The murders are taking place in villages, cities, rural homes, and suburbs with no apparent motive or reason for the slaying. It seems to be a sudden, general explosion of mass homicide. We now have some descriptions of the assassins. Eyewitnesses say they are ordinary-looking people. Some say they appear to be in some kind of trance. Others describe them as being grotesque. So, at this point, there is no real authentic way for us to say who or what to look for and guard yourself against. Misshapen monsters. Reaction of law enforcement officials is one of complete bewilderment at this hour. So far, we have been unable to determine that any kind of organized investigation is yet underway. Police, sheriff's deputies, and emergency ambulances are literally flooded with calls for help. The scene can be best described as mayhem. Mayors of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Erie, along with governors of certain eastern and midwestern states, indicate the National Guard may be mobilized at any moment. But that has not happened yet. The only other information that reporters have been able to obtain from official sources is a warning for all citizens to stay in their homes behind locked doors. Do not venture outside for any reason until the nature of this crisis has been determined, and until we can advise what course of action to take. Keep listening to radio and television for any special instructions as this crisis develops further. Thousands of office and factory workers are being urged to stay in their places of employment, not to make any attempt to get to their homes. However, in spite of this urging and warning, streets and highways are packed with frantic drivers attempting to get home or flee just anywhere. We repeat, the safest course of action at this time is to simply stay put wherever you are.
Oh, these. This place is boarded up pretty solid, man. We're gonna be all right for a while. We got a gun, bullets, food, and a radio. Sooner or later, someone's bound to get us trapped. Look, I don't know if you hear me, but I'm going upstairs now. If anything should try to break in here, I can hear from up there. I'll be back down to take care of it. It'll be all right for a while. I'll be back down later to reinforce the doors and the windows. But you'll be okay for now. Okay? Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just received word that the President has called a meeting of his cabinet to deal with the sudden epidemic of murder which has seized the eastern third of this nation. The meeting is scheduled to convene within the hour. Members of the presidential cabinet will be joined by officials of the FBI and Joint Chiefs behind closed doors. White House spokesmen say that there will be an official announcement as soon as possible following that meeting. This is the latest dispatch just received in our newsroom. The latest word also from the National Press Services in Washington, D.C. now tells us that the emergency presidential conference high-ranking scientists, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, all radio and television stations have joined their facilities in the emergency effort.
It's the safest place.
You think all the racket we were making up here?
How are we supposed to know what's going on? Could have been those things for all we knew.
That girl was screaming. Surely you must know what a girl screaming sounds like. Those things don't make that kind of noise. Anybody will know somebody's needing help.
It's kind of hard to hear what's going on from down there. We thought we could hear her scream, and then for all we knew, could have meant the things from the house after.
You wouldn't have come up and help?
Well, if there were more of them, the racket, some of the place is being ripped apart. How are we supposed to know what's going on?
Now wait a minute. just got finished saying you couldn't hear from down there. Now you're saying it sounded like the place was being ripped apart? It would be nice if you could get your story straight, man.
All right. Now you tell me. I'm not gonna take that kind of a chance if we got a safe place. We lock into a safe place and you're telling us we gotta risk our lives because somebody might need help, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, guys. Look, mister, we came up okay. We're here now. And I suggest we all go back downstairs before any of those things find out we're in here.
They can't get in here.
You got the whole place boarded up?
Yeah, all but a few spots upstairs. It won't be hard to fix.
You're insane. The cellar is the safest place.
I'm telling you, they can't get in here.
And I'm telling you, those things turned over our car. We were damn lucky to get away at all. Now you tell me those things can't get through that lousy pile of wood?
He's got a wife and kid downstairs. The kid's hurt.
Well, I still think we're better off up here.
I don't know, Mr. Cooper. Maybe we could straighten everything up.
With all of us working together, we can have this place fixed up in no time. We have everything we need up here.
We can take all that stuff downstairs with us. Man, you're really crazy, you know that? You got a million windows up here. All these windows, and you're gonna make them strong enough to keep those things out?
I'm telling you, those things don't have any strength. I smashed 3 of them and pushed another out that door.
Did you hear me when I said they turned over our car?
Oh, hell. It take good 5 men to do that.
That's my point. Except there's not gonna be 5 or 6 or even 10. There's gonna be 20, 30, maybe 100 of those things. And as soon as they find out we're in here, this place is gonna be crawling with them.
Well, if there are that many, they'll probably get us wherever we are.
Look, the cellar. The cellar has one door, right? Just one door. That's all we have to protect. I gotta fix it, locks and doors from the inside. But up here, all these windows, why, we never know where they're gonna hit us next.
You got a point, Mr. Cooper. But down in the cellar, there's no place to run to. I mean, there's no back exit. If those things got in, we'd be done for. We can make it out of here if we have to. We've got windows to see what's going on outside. But down there, with no windows, if the rescue party came, we wouldn't even know it.
But the cellar is the strongest
The
place.
cellar is a death trap.
I don't know, Mr. Cooper. I think he's right. You know how many's out there now?
I don't know, maybe 6 or 7.
Look, you two can do whatever you like. I'm going back down the cellar, and you better decide. 'Cause I'm gonna board up that door, and I'm not unlocking it again no matter what happens.
And now, wait a minute.
No, I'm not gonna wait. I've made my decision, now you make yours.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Cooper. Let's think about this. We can make it to the cellar if we have to. But if we decide to stay down there, we're gonna need some things from up here first. So at least let's consider this a while.
You box yourself down in that cellar, and those things get in this house, you've had it. At least up here, you have a fighting chance.
Oh yeah, it looks like about 8 or 10 of them are out there now.
Yeah, there's more than there were. I think there's a lot out back, too.
What's happening?
It's all right.
We gotta fix these boards.
You're crazy. Those things are gonna get every door window this way. You've gotta get down the cellar.
You go down your cellar and get the hell out of here.
I'm taking the rope.
You leave her. You keep your hands off of her and everything else that's up here. If I stay up here, I'm fighting for everything up here. And the food and the radio is part of what I'm fighting for. Now, if you're going down the cellar, get it.
The man's insane. He's insane. We've got to have food down the key. We've got a right.
This is your house?
We've got a right.
You going down there with him?
Well,
Yes or no? This is your last chance. No beating around the bush.
Listen, I got a kid down here. She couldn't possibly. I couldn't bring her up here. She couldn't possibly take the racket of those things smashing through the windows.
Well, you're her father. If you're dumb enough to go die in that trap, that's your business. However, I am not dumb enough to follow you. It must be so hard for the kid that her old man is so stupid. You go down to the cellar, you can be the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
You bastards. You know I won't open this door again. I mean it.
Mr. Cooper, with your help...
With my help!
Just let him go. His mind is made up.
Wait a minute.
Judy, come up here, honey. Oh, so you're gonna let them get her too now, huh?
It's all right. Go ahead. There's a lot of places we can run to up here. We can fix this place up real good. Mr. Cooper, it'd be better if all three of us were working together.
Hey, kid. He's wrong, you know. I'm not boxing myself in down here.
Well, we're safe now. Board up tight.
What about Tom and Judy?
They want to stay up there? Let 'em. There's two other people up there, a man and a girl.
You're just screaming.
Yeah, but I didn't know who they were, and I wasn't about to take any unnecessary chances.
Of course not, Howard.
Is she alright?
I don't know what it is. She feels warm. Maybe it's shock.
Where'd you get the bandage?
Some laundry in the basket. A tore sheet.
Let them stay upstairs. Too many ways those monsters can get in up there. Then we'll see who's right. We'll see when they come begging me living down here.
That's important, isn't it?
What?
To be right. And everybody else to be wrong.
What do you mean by that?
Does anybody up there know why we're being attacked?
Whatever it is just happening here. It's some kind of mass murder. It's happening everywhere. The radio said
Radio.
it's... There's a radio upstairs. I heard a news bulletin.
There's a radio upstairs, and you ordered us down in here.
I know what I'm doing!
What did it say?
Nothing! Nothing! They don't know anything yet. There's just mass murder, and people are supposed to find a safe place to hide.
Harry, unboard that door.
We are staying down here, Helen.
Harry, that radio is at least some kind of communication. If the authorities know what's happening, they'll send people for us. They'll tell us what to do. How are we going to know what's going on if we lock ourselves in this dungeon? Those people upstairs aren't our enemies. We might not enjoy living together, but dying together isn't going to solve anything.
Mr. Cooper! Ben found a television set upstairs.
Let's go up. Tom?
Yeah?
Judy would come downstairs for a few minutes. Harry and I would go upstairs.
Okay, yeah. Will you do it?
I can.
Come on, honey. Nothing's gonna get done with them down there and us up here. Do this for me, okay? Okay, open up.
I'll give you parents now. She's all I have. Why don't you go upstairs?
Her brother was killed.
Hey, come give me a hand with this thing.
I gotta go help them with the television.
Don't be afraid of me. I'm Helen Cooper, Harry's wife.
This place is ridiculous. Look at this. There's a million weak spots up here. Give me one of those.
Her brother was killed.
Man, they talk about these windows? I can't see a damn thing. There could be 15 million of those things out there. That's the good these windows do.
Why don't you do something to help
Sign over
somebody?
here. You better watch and try to understand what's going on. I don't want anyone's life in my hands.
Is there anything
Hey.
I can do?
I don't want to hear any more from you, mister. You stay up here and take orders from me. That includes leaving the girl alone.
It's on! It's on!
There's no sound. Play with the rabbit ears. Come on, play with the rabbit ears.
Shut up.
understandably fighting and almost incoherent. Officials and newsmen at first discounted these eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, reports have persisted. Medical examinations of some of the victims bore out the fact that they had been partially devoured. Wait, see, we have some late word. Yes, we have brought to bring you this. This is the latest disclosure in a report from the National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. A widespread investigation of reports from funeral homes, morgues, and hospitals have concluded that the unburied dead are returning to life and seeking human victims. It is hard for us to believe what we are reporting to you, but it does seem to be a fact. When these events first broke out, radio and television were advising people to stay indoors behind locked doors for safety. Well, the situation has now changed, and we can report a definite course of action to you. Civil defense machinery has been set up to provide rescue stations with food, shelter, medical treatment, and protection by armed National Guardsmen. Stay tuned to the broadcasting station in your local area for this list of rescue stations. This list will be repeated throughout the broadcast. Look for the name of the rescue station in your local area and head to that location as soon as possible. In connection, a conference has been called this afternoon by the President. Since convening this conference by the Presidential Cabinet, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the CIA, and FBI has not produced any public information. Why are space experts being consulted about an Earthbound emergency? Well, all betting on the answer to that question centers on the recent Explorer satellite shot to Venus. This satellite, you'll recall, started back to Earth but never quite got here. This was the space vehicle which orbited Venus before purposely being destroyed by NASA when scientists discovered it was carrying some weird, mysterious high-level radiation with it. Could this radiation be somehow responsible for the wholesale murders we're now suffering? Dr. Graham, your entire staff, I know, has been working very hard to finding some solution to these things that are happening. Do you have any answers at this time?
Yes, we have some answers. But first, let me stress the importance of seeking medical attention for anyone who's been injured in any way. We don't yet know what complications might arise from such injuries.
Do you believe there is a connection between the radiation from the Venus probe and the recent epidemic of murder?
Well, the Venus probe did carry a high level of radiation, certainly enough to cause mutation. At the university, in the cold room, we had a cadaver in which all 4 limbs had been severed. Sometime early this morning, it opened its eyes and moved its trunk. It was dead, but it opened its eyes and tried to move. All bodies should be disposed of immediately, preferably by cremation.
Well, how long after death then can a body become reactivated?
We don't know for sure. It could be a matter of minutes.
Minutes? That doesn't give people time to make any arrangements, now does it?
No, you're right. It doesn't give them time to make arrangements. The bodies have to be burned immediately. They have to be carried out to the street and burned. Soak them in gasoline and burn them. The bereaved will have to forego the dubious comforts a funeral service will give them. They're just dead flesh, and dangerous.
There you have it.
It's obvious we have to try and get out of here. See, we have that truck. We can get some gas and we can get out of here.
There's a pump out the back.
Yeah, I know, it's blocked over here. But it's locked.
How are you going to get over to that pump? Oh, Willard! It just said Willard. That's only 17 miles from here.
You know this area? You from around here?
Yeah, Julie and I are both from around here. We were on our way to the lake when we heard the first reports of this. You knew the old house was here when we came. There was a dead lady on the stairs. And these other people showed up. We went down waiting for the bar next door. Pretty strong.
At the rescue stations and doctors and medical supplies. We can only get help.
How can we possibly get away from here? We got a sick child, 2 women, 1 woman, out of her head, and those things out there.
How bad is the kid? Look, go down there. You tell Judy. Yeah, you tell Judy to come up here. You stay with the kid.
They want you on downstairs. Did she ask for me? She said, understand. Maybe it's mommy. I heard. I'll be back as soon as I find out what they want. Thank you, Judy.
Look, I need you to find some bed strips and sheets to tear up into small strips, okay?
I'll see what I can find.
We need some bottles or jars to make Molotov cocktails. Hold them all while we try to escape.
There's a can of Paris and some food jars in the cellar. There's a big heater ring with the key of the gas pump on it. I'll check.
We can toss the cocktails from the window upstairs. Meantime, a couple of us go out, try to get the gas, and come back for the rest of the people.
But that'll leave a door open someplace.
Yeah, that's right. It better be this one. It's closest to the truck. We'll put together whatever supplies we can find behind the cellar door. While we're gone, the rest of you can hold up in there.
These things are liquid from gas pump.
I don't know anything about that truck. I found it, man.
I can handle the truck, no sweat.
You're it then. You and I will go. We'll put together whatever lumber we can find behind the cellar door. You can toss the cocktails from the window upstairs. Tom, you and I will have to on board this door. After you're done tossing the cocktails, hustle back down and lock this door. Makes no sense to board it up again. We gotta get back in pretty quickly. After we get the gas and back into the house, then we can worry about getting the rest of the people in the truck. Now let's move.
You always have a smile for me. How can you smile like that all the time? Come on, honey, we've got to move.
Tom, are you sure about the phone?
The phone's dead out. All you get is a recording message.
If I couldn't call the phone, they're going to be so worried about us.
They're going to be just fine. As soon as we get to Willard, we'll call them. You might even be there.
I know. Tom, are you sure we're doing the right thing, Tom?
What, about getting out of here?
Yeah?
Well, the television said it was the right thing to do. We've got to get to a rescue station.
I don't know.
Come on, honey. You're starting to sound like Mr. Cooper now.
Why do you have to go out there?
Because I can handle the pump, and I can handle the truck. Ben doesn't know anything about that stuff.
But we're safe in here.
We're safe now, but there's going to be more and more of those things.
I know all that.
Listen, remember when we had the big flood? Remember we had to convince who was right to leave? Remember we had to go to Willard then? This isn't a passing thing, honey. This isn't like the wind passing through. We've got to do something and fast.
I just don't want you to go, that's all.
It's all right. It's all right. Boy, sure he's one of those smiles now. I've got work to do. You. We gotta get her downstairs.
You have to go downstairs now, Barbara.
She's right. We have to go downstairs now. Just for a little while. Until we get back. Then we can all leave.
Oh, I'd like to leave. Yes.
Good luck. You ready up there?
Yeah.
Okay, toss them.
Go on, go ahead.
I'm going with him.
Get back down in the cellar.
No!
The truck's on fire. Get away from the pump.
Well, hold on.
Get away from the pump. Now!
Harry! Harry! Oh my God.
Get down in the cellar.
Look here. Come on. Look here. Come on. things.
It isn't 11 o'clock yet. The radio said there'd be another broadcast on at 11.
10 minutes.
Hurry. Only 10 more minutes. We don't have very long to wait. We better be soon. It's 10 minutes to 11.
Do you know this area? We'll live the nearest town.
I don't know! We were just trying to get to the nearest motel before dark.
You said those things turned your car over. You didn't get it back on its wheels and drive it. Where is it?
Seems like it's pretty far. Seems like
Forget it! It's a beast of mine!
Johnny has the keys.
You gotta carry that child a mile? Do that army of things out there?
Where's your kid? What happened to her? How did she get hurt?
Those things grabbed her!
Bit her on the arm.
What's wrong?
Who knows what kind of diseases those things carry? Is she conscious?
Barely.
She can't walk. She's too weak.
Well, one of us can try and get to the car.
You're gonna turn over by yourself?
We won't be able to start it. Johnny has the keys.
You have a car? Where? Where is it? Yeah, I know. Where is it?
Good Lord.
This is Bill Bardeau with WICL TV News, coming to you live. At this hour, officials report the levels of the mysterious radiation continues to increase steadily. So, as long as the situation remains, government spokesmen warn that dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls. All persons who die during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life and seek human victims. Unless their bodies are first disposed of by cremation. All law enforcement agencies and the military have been organized to search out and destroy the marauding ghouls. The Survival Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that a ghoul can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow to the skull.
And make sure you put that thing all the way in the
Officials
fire.
are quoted
We want
as
that thing getting back up again.
that since the brain ghoul has been activated by the radiation, the plan is you kill the brain and you kill the ghoul. I'm here now with Butler County Sheriff Conan McClellan. He's now just returning from conducting a search and destroy operation against the ghouls. Chief McClellan, how's everything going?
Well, things aren't going too bad. The men are taking it pretty well.
I see. But do you really think you'll be able to defeat these things, though?
Well, we killed 19 of them today right in this area. The last three we caught trying to claw their way into the abandoned shed. They must have thought someone was in there, but they weren't though. We went over there, beat them off, blasted them down.
Chief?
Yeah.
We're moving down that way.
Yeah, you want to get on the other side of the road over there. Get the dogs and go search that pole barn.
All right, Chief. Follow me.
For the viewers at home, let's say we're surrounded by 6 or 8 of these things. Would I stand a chance against them?
Well, if you like gun, shoot them in the head. It's a sure way to kill them. If you don't, get yourself a club or a torch. Eat them or burn them, they go up pretty easy.
With that being said, how long do you honestly think it'll take you to get this situation under control?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. We're not sure how many of them there are. We do know when we find them, we'll kill them.
And are they slow moving at all?
Mr. Boygo, they're dead. They're all messed up. So, yes, they're slow moving.
So, you could wrap this up in 24 hours?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. We do know we're going to be working our way into most of the night and probably into the morning. We're working our way over to Willard now, and hopefully from there we can meet up with the National Guard and get a more definite view.
Well, thank you very much, Chief McClellan, I guess. This is Bill Bardeau with WICL TV News. Good night.
Fuse box in the cellar?
I don't know. No, it isn't the fuse box. The power lines are down.
I've got it.
gun.
Haven't you had enough?
2 people are already dead on account of that guy. Take a look out that window.